Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Catoosa, Oklahoma for this edition of the Hub Network Tiger Football Live. James Caulfield, Travis Peary, and Bruce Vogt for halftime and Vogt's notes here in the booth, along with Tasha Kemp, our producer, Jackie Vanderpool, and Amaya
Grant.
And so those are our two girls running the camera tonight. They'll be switching out back and forth. So glad you're joining us. As we get ready to start tonight, it's a beautiful evening outside for everybody to enjoy football, and it is a super hot, very bright evening in the booth tonight for us.
And what a beautiful facility that is. You speak of, the direction we're facing right now is a little difficult with the sun coming on us, being that we're on the east side of the stadium, but the stadium's beautiful, and you look out across this campus, and Catoosa just has a beautiful stadium and beautiful facilities, and the captains are starting to come together at midfield. And I believe we have number 9, Russell Duggar for Catoosa, number 4, Michael Barnett, number 5, Brogan O'Neill, and number 52. Not 52.
Yeah, it looks like 52.
It is 52. Sure. We don't have him on our roster. So that lines up for the captains for Catoosa Indians and the Tigers, Blaze Berlowitz and Riley Matheson.
Camden
Crooks and Noah Jones. And our honorary captains this evening, Lane Yount and Panda, Nick Flores, and Brody Todd. So beautiful evening. It's great weather. It's been a beautiful past few days. And in visiting and being around the team a little bit this afternoon and being around the coaching staff, they're really looking forward to this game.
Yeah, that's right. And so as we get into this, this is one of those that, it could be a long night in that it's just Catoosa has not won a game. They come in here 0-4, and I was going to go through. They faced Stigler first. They lost to them 56-6. Then they faced Verdigris. They lost to them 47-14. They played Edison. They lost to them 27-0. And then they played Tulsa, McLean, I believe, and School of Science and Technology. They lost to them 34-20. So they come tonight, and what we were talking about this earlier before we went on air, that they've had a hard time getting students out. So it's just one of those years where they don't have a lot of students. We're looking at the roster. They've got,
I got 6 seniors.
6 seniors on there. And so it's just a tough time coming in for Catoosa.
And looking back on some of their recent history, I believe this is Coach Christian Hood's second year. And last year they were a playoff team. They were 4th place in their district. And they did go out in the first round. However, they made the playoffs, and they're hoping this season to build on that. This is only the second district game of the year, and one of my feelings on this, James, is whenever you get to teams like this, they're hungry for a win. And if you can't come out and put your foot down and put your, just punch them right square in the teeth right at the start, then it could be a dog fight throughout the match. And you never know. You give a team a little bit of hope, and they could be a surprise team. With that said, I will, compound that by saying this. Those opponents you mentioned in those first 4 games are a combined 13-4 so far this year. So they haven't been playing easy teams either.
No, that's right. And Cushing comes in here. They played Bristow 63-20 against Bristow. They then faced Perkins Tryon. That's 43-27 win for the Tigers. Berry Hill was next, 54-3 against Berry Hill. A little bit more surprise than I thought would be on that one. And last we go into Miami, and we come out 53-14, the victors. And so pretty much 50 points, averaging 50 points every game for the Tigers.
And this is directly from my conversation with Coach Morgan earlier today. These are the type of opponents you don't want to look past. And, of course, he's preached all year long that they will go week to week, prepare each week with intensity, prepare each week to be prepared. And that's what he said practice has been like this week. So the Tigers planning on to come out tonight and show their will right off the start. They did win the toss and elected to receive.
And I'm not sure, our camera girls, folks, you may have feathers flying in front of the camera every so often. I don't know what's going on, but I see feathers floating down from the top of the breast box here, and they're floating right over the camera. So we'll see how that goes tonight. Oh man, last week was a blast. I know everybody joining us had a blast watching it, and we had a good time calling the game. Enjoyed being in there and everything working right. We're looking forward to that this week as well. So we are glad everybody joined throughout the game as it goes on. maybe second quarter, third quarter, we'll start responding to some of those encouraging comments that we see on there and some of the shout-outs that we see, people joining in. And we appreciate everybody so much joining in. Tiger Football Live here on the Hub Network.
In case you're asking yourself kind of what to expect for tonight, the Catoosa Indians don't run anything extra special on defense thus far. They run a 3-man or 4-man front, and the prediction would be that they might go to a 3-man front quite a bit to try to slow down our passing attack. However, what's great about the Tiger offense is with Noah and the offensive line doing their job in the running game, we're more than just a passing team. So being multidimensional could be a problem for the Catoosa defense. With that said, they're trying to build off of their defense. Their quarterback, senior, 6'2", 220-pound Duggar. He'll be running the plays tonight. He had 827 yards and 7 touchdowns last year. So he's the experience they bring to the table. And the opening kick will be fair caught and downed by Jacob Kimmel for the Tigers right around the 30-yard line. And the Tigers will start things off first down and 10. And a flag is going to reset that play, and they'll kick it again. Just a couple more things on Duggar.
All that a mulligan?
Yeah, a little chip shot. It wasn't kind of a chip shot of a kick. Duggar, in addition to 827 yards passing in 2021, he had 230 yards rushing. So in conversations with the coaching staff and some of the players, they will key off of the fact that they have a good quarterback here at Catoosa, and the Tigers are ready for anything. Most importantly, put together and do what they do best, what they've been doing week in, week out thus far. And that's play Tiger football. So here's the opening kick again, another chip shot going in that direction. Tigers will try to get a return. Looked like Hilligoss dances around a little bit, gets out close to the 40, and he'll eventually be taken down. That looks like Julian Kaler, a freshman, number 71, good size freshman for the Indians. And the Indians do bring some size to the table. Their interior guys, as you see them take the field right now, they have some size. However, it's the Tiger quickness, the Tiger conditioning, and the Tiger speed that should get the job done tonight. Bartowitz starting from his own 41-yard line. He's in the shotgun. He's got 2 wideouts to both sides. Check that, trips to the left side, 2 to the far side. Bartowitz looking downfield from the first play, has Crooks over the middle. He's out across the 40 to the 35, breaks a tackle. One man there to beat. He gets to the sideline, taken out of bounds inside the 15, possibly the 14-yard line.
This has been Crooks' MO from the beginning, the first game we played against Bristow.
And what a invaluable play. We've seen it 2 different methods. We've seen it as a quick route where it's just a quick pass straight to him and kind of a surprise he opens up over the middle, or in that case it develops slowly. Here's Bartowitz with Jones, a pitch to the left side. Jones has blockers and running room, gets inside down to the 3. Ooh. Maybe the 1.
Yeah, I believe they got him right down on the 1.
Aiden Scrapper, a junior, in on that stop. Indeed, the ball will sit right at the 1-yard line. Tigers in a couple plays knocking on the door. Here's Bartowitz, hands off to Jones, straight ahead, touchdown, Tigers!
Noah Jones, as we've talked about, he is making a difference in the passing game for the Tigers as well. He's really opening things up, and his running game has really developed in the last 3 games especially.
Hilligoss going on to hold, and Riley Matheson will be attempting to point after. Tigers up 6-0. If you're just joining us, we're just under 30 seconds into the first quarter. Tigers coming out with a quick strike. 3-4 plays, kick is up, and kick is good. So Tigers up 7-0, 11:27 remaining in the opening quarter of play. And thus far, 2 things. That's kind of what we expect, and that's what you hope to see when that's what you expect. Tigers come out in the offense dealing a touchdown right off the bat.
That's exactly right. And so we want to real quick kind of show everybody that we've got the Hub Extra. You can pick that up in many places in Cushing, especially both Bill's Easy Out locations. And you can go there, check that out. You can also get it at Tiger Lily's Floor Design all around. Sorry about that, Travis. I was doing too many things. I was checking the feed, pulling up the Hub Extra, and watching the game. Pretty exciting.
And just to recap, what we're talking about right before kickoff, we saw demonstrated for us. Tigers being a multidimensional team, rely on the run and the pass. The run can open up the pass. In this case, you come out, find Crooks over the middle. He has plenty of running room. He's wide open and gets a big gain, and then a couple short a pitch and a handoff to Jones and the line doing their job. That's exactly how you draw it up on paper anyway.
Teams watching the film, they've just got to go like, Crooks is firing off right in the beginning, like he is wanting to be a difference maker at the beginning of every game, and that's exactly what they're saying. That's got to be frustrating for them.
And how do you defend it? You can't. I mean, we hope that nobody can all year. Matheson's kick taken inside the 15-yard line. There'll be some running room on the left side. And he'll make his way out around the 31-yard line. That's where the Indians will take over. First down and 10. And we'll see the Tiger defense for the first time this evening. Again, Catoosa's offense with a quarterback at the helm that has some experience. He's a senior, 6'2", 220 pounds. That's Duggar. He has two wideouts to the far side, two to the near side, one to the far side, two running backs in the backfield. Catoosa starts out up the middle. That is number 30, their running back, Michael Blendowski. It looked like that interior line causing some problems right off the bat. Getting off their man, closing up that hole. Only a gain of 1 on the play. Brings up second down and 9. Tiger defense showing blitz. They hold back. There's the snap. In the backfield, looked like Wyatt Heisler coming on a stunt from this outside linebacker position or defensive end position. He gets in the backfield quick, puts a stop to that play.
None of those players that we've called many times this year, we're just seeing more and more of him as he's developing throughout the year. Man, I was telling his brother the other night, he likes to hit. Like I'm seeing a change in him where he's liking the hits.
Making it kind of a competition. Pressure in the backfield. Pass gets off, but not much doing after that. Noah Jones there for the stop. Blendowski with the reception. He comes out of the backfield on that one, hoping that there's and really without Noah, sniffing that out, there is plenty of field in front of him if he was able to slip Noah on that tackle, but he could not. And that will bring up a 4th down and 8. And Indians will find themselves punting from their own 33-yard line. The punter stands at the 20. Snap is good. Kick is good. As far as distance, decent. Crooks takes the fair catch. Tigers will start on offense from their own 43-yard line.
Talk about a few of our sponsors here. Start off with Central Rural Electric Cooperative, empowering our members and communities. Check them out at www.mycentral.coop, and you can find them also on Facebook or Instagram.
Barlowitz now with trips to the far side. Jones, the single back. Crooks on the near side. It looks like they may try. No, it'll be single coverage for Crooks. So Barlowitz looks that way and fires that way. And he's got Crooks open. Touchdown!
Oh, my goodness.
Tigers.
What a strike.
It's always a beautiful thing when you can recognize single coverage for a wideout like Crooks that's very difficult to cover. He runs that route beautifully as he gets just downfield and then starts to run slanted to the corner of the end zone from this side of the field. He's nothing but wide open as he's just got the speed and quickness to outrun the defender, and Barlowitz just put it right in the breadbasket.
Just like that, with 9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first quarter, the Cushing Tigers have already struck twice. And now for the point after attempt as Matheson backs up and gets ready.
That's going to be 2 catches for Crooks for 100 yards so far.
Wow.
Mr. Vogt giving us some early notes, keeping us informed as we go. He'll be with us at halftime. Matheson's kick is good. And with 9.5 minutes remaining, Tigers up 14-0 over the Catoosa Indians. So far, so good, doing exactly what they need to do.
And, folks, you can see me scrolling through the Hub Extra you can pick up at both Bill's Easy Out locations. You all pick it up at Tiger Lily Floral Design, and look for it also at Steer Inn Restaurant. You can find it many different places throughout Cushing. I want to talk about Calamity Jane Smokehouse and Barbecue. They have lunch from Tuesday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dinner Tuesday through Saturday from 5 to 9. But here's the best part. Wood fire grilled steaks Friday and Saturday nights only. I'm telling you, some of the best steaks I've ever eaten in my life. They have a new kids menu and fried sides. Check them out, Calamity Jane Smokehouse and Barbecue. You'll be glad you did.
As we're re-looking at Catoosa's roster a little bit more, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 juniors, and the rest are sophomores and freshmen. So just 16, 17 upperclassmen in the junior and senior class for Catoosa. And like we said, they had playoff experience last year, but were beat out. So they're building or rebuilding, trying to build their program up. And so far the Tigers have been able to say, not tonight, gentlemen. 9.5 minutes remaining first quarter. Matheson set to kick from his own 40-yard line. Tigers have only run about 5 plays and scored on 2 of those. Nice kick taken at the 5-yard line. That will be returned by Blendowski. It looked like Noah Jones in on the stop. Blendowski makes his way back near the 15-yard line. Tried to make a cut, but the speed and strength of Jones was there to shut that one down pretty quick.
Yes, it was.
Forward progress, they'll move it up to the 18, and the Indians will take over first down and 10.
Folks, I'll let you know if you're watching on YouTube, that is actually the best place to watch. I won't be able to see those comments here tonight, but I can see some of the comments here on Facebook, and we've already got somebody watching from Georgia tonight.
Duggar hands off right side, Blendowski, and he's wrapped up pretty immediately. Riley Matheson and G.W. Burgett on the stop. Just, interior linemen clog up holes and linebackers fill open holes, and that is textbook defense for the Tigers on that play, and that's exactly what Burgett and Matheson did. They just got in there and plugged up that hole, so Blendowski had nowhere to go. It is a pink out night here for the Catoosa Indians as the crowd and some of the players sporting the October pink the night before October.
Looking down through here, Randy Brown had asked me earlier, Harry, are you guys broadcasting? Yeah, we are. So I'll be watching right here. He says, watching it. Thank you for the broadcast. And one of my favorite people in the world, Cecil Moreland, is watching from Cushing.
Yeah.
We got Bruce Lair watching from Plattsburgh, Missouri. I don't know where that's at, but it's in Missouri.
It's right next to Kansas, I think. Yeah. Oh, you didn't know where Platts was.
I didn't know where, yes.
I'm just kidding. Duggar on a quarterback scramble, finds a man downfield. Pass is complete near the 31-yard line. It looks like Seth Charles, another sophomore, number 8. So Duggar finds himself out of some trouble there. No, I meant what you knew on that last one. I was just kidding about where Missouri was.
Actually, I'm from Missouri, so.
No, that's right. That's right. So.
I don't know if you really call it Missouri. It's the Ozarks. It's a little bit different, but.
That's right. Here's Duggar, still from the shotgun. Has Blendowski. The fumble's the handoff. Tigers look like they've got it. They've signaled they've got it. Looks like they've got it. Nick Flores.
How about that, Mr. Panda? Recovering the fumble. I'm not sure he wasn't in as on the fumble as well.
One of the, we talk about it all the time. You can't do anything without your interior defensive lineman or your offensive lineman. And in that case, you see a perfect example of a defensive lineman's job is to cause problems and havoc and to keep his head up and to be aware of fumbles and running backs and things that, you got to get to. And in that case, Nick did exactly that. Tigers now third offensive possession, 2 touchdowns so far from the Indians 31. The pitch to Jones gets him down to the 25, maybe 24-yard line. And Seth Charles, made that last reception in on that stop.
Tigers really kind of moving the ball at will against Catoosa right now.
Yeah, gain of 6 on that one. Brings up second down and 4. Barlowitz working from the shotgun and looks to pass this time. Right side has Yount. Yount with the catch. Taken out of bounds, tackled out of bounds. Down near the 15-yard line. Tigers pick up a first down and 10.
Yup made a nice reception. He's a little bit behind him, but he makes a nice adjustment to the ball and then cuts it back up. His feet were kind of trying to fall out from underneath him as he was trying to cut it back outfield, but a nice reception, nice turn by Mr. Yount.
And in that case, he ran a perfect route, as in he had 2 defenders on him out in the area, and he was able to get separation from both of them.
And Berlowitz put the ball right where neither one of them could get to it at all.
Berlowitz scrambles on this one, fires to the end zone, has a man caught, and touchdown, Tigers!
Wow.
That is Brady Matheson with
sir.
the catch. Gets his feet down in the corner. Man, he laid out nicely for that one.
And laid out right across the corner of the end zone. That was not an easy catch to make.
Not only does he catch it, bring it in, gets his feet in, he gets 6, and that'll bring the Tigers to 20 and the Indians to 0. 7:04 remaining in the first quarter. Hillegas coming on for the extra point. You know, we mentioned that Bertowitz got some pressure on that one and rolled out here to the near side, and that looked like maybe a linebacker or even a safety stunt. It looked like Damian Bergeron.
I agree.
He's a senior, and he was coming in hot, but Bertowitz, with his athleticism, was able to escape and find his man.
He rolled underneath that and rolled out just perfect, but, you know, if that was Damian, he just about reeled him back in before he got the ball away.
Maybe a timeout on the field. Maybe the play clock was getting low. Oh, and well, a penalty. Possible delay of game. I didn't see the signal.
Well, I'm looking at him right here, but I haven't seen him make a signal. So maybe I missed it. Maybe he already made it.
Understood penalty.
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless, Matheson will back it up 5 yards and give it a try again. Hillegas with the hold. Matheson with the leg. That kick is good.
He may be saying, oh, you guys know what that is. And it's understood. Everybody knows. Everybody knows what that was. Everybody can see the play clock. Want to mention Blue Sky Bank, you know, your hometown bank, Blue Sky Bank. Every week we have the Blue Sky Big Tiger Play from Blue Sky Bank. And they're giving back to the athletic program every time we do that. So we appreciate them. Be sure to go down to Blue Sky Bank and let them know how much you appreciate them hosting the Big Tiger Play and helping out Tiger Athletics.
And, you know, all of our sponsors, and you're mentioning Blue Sky Bank at this point, and they're what a community is what I'm trying to get at. You know, what a place to live and raise your kids and be a part of a, you know, prominent, a really progressive, really, you know, upper-end school system that has good teachers, good staff, good administration, and facilities, and the community, all supported by the community and the businesses therein. And I just get more amazed every day when I remember the old phrase, it's great to be alive and living in Cushing, America.
I was showing you there before we switch back to the game that, you know, that's the Lady Tigers softball, and 4 seniors on there, including Katie Jones, doing a great job as a pitcher for the Tigers this year.
Now it looks like Blendowski will field that one down around the 5-yard line. He'll make it back out to about the 23-yard line. In on the stop is Ace Wright. And, you know, one of the interesting things, either that was Blendowski or that was Tanner Casey. One of the interesting things is Matheson's kick is giving him a little trouble because it's not coming to him, you know, but it's bouncing right where it's not going into the end zone. So they have to do something with it. So finds a receiver on the right side, incomplete pass. Hillegas on the covers, Bergen in the area. Pass intended for Seth Charles.
I'd like to have that one again, as it was in a very difficult place. His hands. Those are always tough.
Need a little more. Stick 'em.
Yeah. Did you ever watch the show Peyton's Places?
Yes.
When he does the Stick 'em episode, and he's got it all over himself.
Yeah. Duggar takes a deep snap again. Shotgun snap. Fires on the left side this time.
Nice catch.
And Jones is there on the coverage and the tackle. Good catch, as you said. And a gain of a few. Well, we'll call it nearly 5. Brings up 3rd down. Jones again playing that defensive position, giving just enough space to make a catch, but not enough to let the guy get away. And the Indians coming out again. 2 wide receivers, both sides. Single setback in the backfield. Duggar with a long snap count. Takes this one right at 9 seconds remaining, and he's sacked in the backfield. Tiger defense getting back there and causing problems on third down. That's Brody Berlowitz. And he just said, Mr. Duggar, that's good.
That's enough for you.
Yeah.
Just stop it right there.
Not this time. Or maybe he just said, we'd rather you punt.
That's right.
So that's what they'll do. Crooks goes back near midfield. And there's the snap. Blendowski's punt, end over end. Should take a bounce. It does, not as much as I expected. However, Indians will down it at the 47-yard line. Tigers will take over first down and 10. Will this be our fourth possession as we've scored 3 and almost as many plays?
Yeah.
Only maybe twice that in plays, 6 or 7. So Tiger offense looking good, Tiger defense looking good. 5:35 remaining first quarter. Tigers up 21-0. And again, taking the field is the offense.
So Valda Jones Hammersley says she's a grandma from Georgia watching her grandson. Great Tiger team. Valda, welcome from Georgia. Terry Brandon watching. Hey, Terry.
Tigers getting signals from the sideline. This allows the line to get their signals as well as the running backs. And this handoff to the right side to Jones. And he waits very patiently behind his blockers, gets out and down near the 42-yard line. And just an excellent job of patient running by Jones as he's waiting for those holes to open up. And when they do, he fills them. And that will be a Tiger first down and 10.
Every so often I pull up the feed and watch the closed captioning just to see what they think it is we're saying.
It gets interesting, quite entertaining at times. Pass on the side to Crooks. He's got blockers
boy.
and a hole. He finds some room, and he's inside the 10 down to the 3. He's eventually taken down by Tanner Casey, a sophomore. Number 20 for this Indian team. Crooks just about got his second touchdown of the evening.
Yes, he did, and he was wanting it.
The key on that play, James, is whenever he gets that pass out here in the flats on our side of the field, he's got those 2 downfield blockers that are just staying hooked up with their guys. And that opened up that seam, making that safety come over from the middle of the field, giving him all the 30 yards he needed. Hand off to Jones right side. He lowers his head. Wow. He's in for the TD.
Need to go back and check just how many touchdowns Jones has this year, but I'll bet you he's over his entire touchdown count for last year.
5:04 still remaining in the first quarter. Tigers' 4th possession. Tigers' 4th touchdown. And Matheson will get set for the extra point. Nice job by the line blocking and open up that hole for Jones. And a nice job all the way around blocking from downfield wide receivers to the line, giving Berlowitz the time to complete the pass. The kick is up, and that kick is good as well. 28-0. 5:04 remaining first quarter. Your Tigers large and in charge right now.
Yeah, this one could get out of hand very quickly. We want to mention a few more of our sponsors tonight, folks. Coops Fast Lube and Tire at 803 East Main. The should done some lip exercise. Ba-deep. Let's try that again. Coops Fast Lube and Tire, 803 East Main Street in Cushing, Oklahoma. For all your oil change or tire needs, go down. Tell them James sent you. Coops Fast Lube and Tire. Also, Mills Construction and Welding. Let us do the dirty work for you. Brush clearing, pond construction, and cleaning roads and driveways. Building pads, gravel, sand, topsoil, fill dirt, and clay. Call us for a free quote, 918-225-1833. Check out all of our services at www.millsconst.com.
Hey, it may be Main Street in a lot of towns, but it's Main Street
right.
in Cushing.
I don't know. You just have these nights.
Oh, all the yeah. I know. Matheson set to kick from his own 40, and it looks like Tanner Casey's back deep. Matheson's kick will, in fact, be fielded by Casey at the 10-yard line. He's got a blocker, too, makes his way out near the 35, eventually taken down to the 37-yard line.
14.
And 14 on that stop. That is Carl Peterson.
My friend Daniel Van, who, the great referee, former official who always straightens us out when we get our calls wrong, or when we have a question. He always is so gracious to answer the question for us. He checked in and he said, "Well, it's easy to see while the Catoosa fans stands are bleak," and it kind of goes both ways. And that when the team's not doing good, fans don't show up, but also when the fans don't show up, it's hard to get kids out to support it also. So you feel for Catoosa as they're trying to get things going. It's a second year for their coach.
And it takes time. It takes time to build on things. And Blendowski handling the carry on that one makes his way really nowhere. Looked like Jacob Horn came in and made that stop. Loss of maybe half a yard on the play. Brings up second down. Duggar with the snap. Fakes the handoff. Looks downfield. Fires one up. He's got a guy. And it's intercepted. This time Jacob Kimmel on the coverage.
Kimmel did a great job reading that going up and getting its highest point and just kind of settled between the ball and the receiver. Nice play by Kimmel.
And there's a couple things, in any game, coaches take and watch film and, talk about things to improve on from week to week, because no matter what the situation, that's why we play the games. Try to improve from every week on what we did the week before. And in that case, Kimmel made a nice recovery. His man was open for a moment.
Yeah.
But he made a quick recovery for it. And in this case, because it was lobbed and a little underthrown, he was able to come down with that reception. So excellent job staying aware and not giving up on the play. However, I wouldn't be surprised if it's pointed out in film, hey, let's not lose him next time, for even if it's a yard or two.
Yeah, you always hated those when you're like, oh, that was good, but I hope Coach didn't see that, but the film never lies. Noah Jones
finds a land, breaks some more tackles out across the 40-35. He'll get taken down around the 32-yard line. Nice run by Jones. He'll make his way to the 31-yard line. That gain good for a Tiger. First down and 10.
That first down brought to you by Mi Casa. New Casa. They're in Cushing.
Tigers quick tempo. Touchdown.
Oh, wow.
Tigers. Oh, Berlowitz found Yount in the end zone, and it looked like nothing better than one of the most beautiful timing routes.
Oh, man.
Because when he let it go, I saw a group of Indian jerseys. But there was Yount right where he was supposed to be at the right moment. The timing on that worked perfect.
That was beautiful timing. And unfortunately, as the ball's floating in like that, it also gives the defenders a chance to get back and lay one good lick on you.
Try to knock the ball loose.
A little payback there. And so, great job by Yount getting there, timing with him. And Berlowitz is getting better each week.
Matheson throws another point on top of that. 35-0, 3:54 still remaining in the first quarter. So your Tiger offense has been letting the Indians know what it's going to be about tonight. And
all right,
so the defense is doing the same.
That's exactly right. So we're going to be rolling through sponsors tonight, folks, and I hope you're enjoying that split-screen view that we've added this year. That you're not missing any of the action. We always try to go back to full screen when it starts back, but you can still see what's happening on the field as we go through these sponsors. Mi Casa is their new location, 2102 East Main Street in Cushing, Oklahoma. Give them a call at 918-223-9321. I enjoy Mi Casa. And we've mentioned this several times, but you can get your Hub Extra, what we're looking at here tonight, at Tiger Lily's Floral Designs. Beautiful blooms for every occasion, 102 East Broadway in Cushing, or 918-223-1868, www.tigerliliesfloral.com. Go get your Hub Extra there, or all of your floral needs, and tell them, hey, thanks for bringing Tiger Football Live on the Hub Network.
Tanner Casey back deep for the Indians. Matheson getting set to kick from his own 40. And Bruce mentioned that puts Berlowitz at 6 for 6 on passing for 185 yards so far here in the first quarter.
4 TDs. That's a start.
Matheson gets a running start at this one. That'll be fielded at the 5-yard line. Casey makes his way out before he is tackled by the kicker himself. Mr. Matheson puts the tackle on around the 23-yard line. That's where the Indians will start first down and 10.
Did you have to look at standings before you came up tonight to see where Cushing is standing right now?
Everything I've seen from different publications, I mean, it's top 4. Some are at number 1. depending on who you look at. So far, so good as far as predictions and those who are, a lot more in tune with the statewide standings and things that are happening. So Cushing making some noise, or at least getting noticed so far this year. Duggar with a long snap count, fires on the left side. That one knocked down by Yount, almost picked off.
Yount just about reels that one in. Has it timed just right. This one could get out of hand very quickly, and if it does, I look for coach to bring in some of those young players we've seen over the last several weeks, a little bit earlier maybe this week. You want to have that point spread, but also this is a perfect time, a perfect game to get some of your younger players a lot of time.
And no doubt, making a trip out of town or when you live out of state, you get to see not only support your grandson, whatever, child on the sideline, but then when they get the chance in games like this maybe to come in, it's even better because you get to watch it right here on Cushing Hub Network Live. Brody Berlowitz in on that stop. A couple other Tigers in the area. Braxton Green on the reception. That Yount, that pass that Yount broke up was intended for Green. And I just wanted to mention that Yount was really good at keeping his eyes with the quarterback and jumping that route. Here's Duggar now from the shotgun once again. Wide receivers, 2 to each side. Single back in the backfield. There's a pass to the left side. Complete, number 15, Kevin Sepulveda. And Hilligoss on the stop. Sepulveda.
He helped you out there. That's a nice assist from PA announcer.
Well, and it's got a great sound system, so we get a clear hear for it.
I think the stands on that side are half as tall as the stands on this side.
I believe you're right.
Long haul up the top of these tonight.
I was hoping that the stands were built for our 10,000 fans, but that would be the whole town.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody travels. That pass tipped, but still caught. Burgett on the stop. GW getting over there and making the stop. That's going to bring up second down and 11, I believe. There's a loss of 1 on that play. Duggar does, and it looks like, I can't tell for sure, but he does that long snap count. And it may be one of those where he calls it, and then there's a pause, and the center snaps it when he wants to, just to try to, mess with the defense. Almost moving on that play. Instead, hands off straight ahead. Several Tigers in on the stop.
Nice run by number 20.
Including Yount and Burgett.
Sorry. Sadowski? Madowski? What is that? That was number 30, Michael Blendowski.
Yeah,
Blendowski. Nice run.
We've got 73 in the game that we don't have a number for. I was going to mention his name, but.
They have the floating jerseys.
It happens, yeah.
When you forget your jersey, you got to wear that number. And so usually we don't have it. It means that someone forgot a jersey.
That handoff left side. Blendowski is stopped pretty much right away. Brings up 4th down. Looks like about 4 yards to go from the Indian 41-yard line. Tiger defense pretty much been, doing what they want to do tonight as far as the Indians have put together a few plays here and there. But the Tigers have been able to put a stop when they needed to. There's the punt. And it will be fair caught by Crooks at the 30-yard line.
You see 52 down there? I believe that's Lonnie Schuler in 73.
52's here.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. No, it's not Lonnie. I'd see who that is.
Work on that because he's been out there on defense now.
My son, Riley Kaufelt, wore 73. He's the center for the Tigers. And Mr. Biswell, Tegan Biswell, wore it after him.
That's right, yeah.
And we haven't had anybody wear it this year till now. It's funny when your kids wear that. Those numbers stand out.
Things
forever.
You never forget. Right. 2:08 remaining first quarter. Tigers 35-0. Berlowitz looking to pass. And he fires deep. He's got Yount, and he connects. Yount with the reception out across the 40-yard line inside Indian territory. The 38-yard line on the covers, and with the tackle, Seth Charles.
You know, Jan has dropped a lot of passes this year at the very beginning, and you know, seemed like a third of the way into the game last week, he made the adjustment. He just really made the change to where he's not going to drop anymore. And this is a perfect game for a guy like him to build the kind of confidence that could just make him a difference maker throughout the rest of the season.
Well, and you mentioned as Bertowitz looks to pass again, that fake, and now end zone to Brody, just overthrown, and Brody was covered on that play. Looks like maybe Dylan Duggar.
We often underestimate how difficult the middle part of this game is, you know, and I know what that's like when you drop a couple and all of a sudden you start getting down on yourself. The ball's coming in, you don't have that confidence that you should have going after it. And we're seeing that confidence really build back up in Lane Jan.
Well, one of the things he did fantastic on that play that got the Tigers to the 38-yard line was he adjusted his body to turn and put the defender on his back so that he was the only one that could to pull that in. And it worked, and it worked great. And speaking of working and working great,
wow.
Noah Jones.
Reversing his run midstream and getting 3 more yards out of it and a first down.
Breaking tackles, making guys miss, doing what Noah does, and he makes his way to the 27-yard line. Tiger first down and 10.
We've talked about how Noah Jones is, you know, his rushing game and the Tigers' altogether rushing game is changing up their passing game as well. But, you know, we don't mention it enough, the offensive line and what a great job they're doing this year. And there you have it again.
Jones breaks off and gets a touchdown, Tigers. And I wanted to see, I thought there were 2 key blocks right at the line of scrimmage. And Noah went right off the tail of those 2 key blocks. And
the first one was set in the corner. The Tiger offensive line set that corner on the right side perfectly. Set a nice corner for him to adjust back to, and then he gets a block on the far side where he cuts back right around that corner. Since the corner is set, he's able to get around and go at an angle right towards the end zone.
And I'm not sure Wyatt Heisler wasn't one of the ones in on that blocking scheme. Nonetheless, whoever was did a great job, and Noah with the great running. Here's the kick from Matheson, and it looks good from here. It is good from there. So 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Tigers 42, Indians 0.
Wow. So, you know, that offensive line, we've talked about it. And last week we really saw them opening up some big holes. And it seems like they're doing it even better each week at getting those, their hips squared around and really setting the blocks.
Technique and position. And you know, as a former offensive lineman, you know, that's exactly what, it doesn't matter what size you are. Your strength and your conditioning is extremely important. You can be the biggest guy on the field, and if you don't have the technique, you can get burned. And our guys have the strength, the conditioning, and the technique. And so far, you know, tonight they might be playing somebody outsizes them by 40, 50 pounds, maybe a foot taller. But if you can get position on that guy, you can keep that hole open. And that's exactly what our line does week in and week out in practice, and why at least so far this year have been successful, and so far this quarter have been successful. 3 quarters still remain. And the Tigers up 42-0. Matheson set the kick from his own 40. And Bruce mentioned that I believe that is 7 carries, 53 yards for Jones, and 3 touchdowns so far here in the first quarter.
And Pee Wee Pirates football in Branson, Missouri, I was a right guard. My twin was a left guard. And then we got into junior high, and everybody was bigger than us. So that game was over.
You didn't sweat.
I got into high school. I was 5'5" and 140 pounds, and that just won't work for a lineman.
That's exactly right. It is a challenge.
Coach is like, hey, if you're going to stay on this team, you got to find another position.
That's right. Jacob Kimmel in on that stop as the return comes out near, it looks like the 28-yard line.
As they're switching out there, I want to mention Crossroads Wellness Center, 115 North Harrison in Cushing, 918-890-5700.
We mentioned a little bit earlier about the seniors. There's not a lot of them, but this senior quarterback is, you know, he's thrown some good passes.
Yeah.
And he looks good. And that's what Coach Morgan said. He said the line, you know, as far as what to expect is they're big, but, you know, we should be able to outmaneuver them. And the quarterback's good. So far, those things are holding true.
I believe Kimmel's going to get hung up for that one. There's a flag on the field. Yep. You know, one thing about being on this side of the field is We get to see the calls from the officials back. I can't see what his
That's right.
hands are. I'm pretty sure they're calling a hold or passing interference.
And to Kimmel's credit, he was step to step. He
Yeah.
had position. He had the inside position. I mean, for that pass to be completed would have had to have been a wonderful, I mean, a miracle pass, NFL style.
I just think there was some inside hand play going on.
And and that's what I was going to say is whenever you get locked up like that, it can be the offense or you could be called for it on defense.
Yeah.
Even though you're not trying to instigate that contact, you can still get called for it. So, not the worst thing in the world. Give up that penalty, even though he looked good.
Oh,
Speaking of looking good, there's a stunt. G.W. Burgett coming in the backfield, dropped for a loss.
Burgett times that one perfectly and just not even touched on the way through the line.
Blendowski got the ball and then got a headache. Loss of about 2 on the play brings up second down 12. And the clock is running under 20, well, close to under 20 seconds. They will have to play one more play in this quarter. Duggar with the snap and the handoff. And this will go for just a couple yards on the left side. Hilligoss in on the play, 73. And 62. There we go. We'll get Zane Hill.
Hey, listen, I got to tell you, it's nice having Bruce. It's 2 weeks in a row we've had Bruce in here with us. And he's doing his stats, but he's also calling out as a spotter for us. Man, him with those glasses, that helps a lot.
Well, and he's got those real long glasses that you hold in your hands, and you can adjust them.
Spy glasses.
Spy glasses.
Oh, yeah.
In
Okay.
his spare time,
That's
Bruce
right.
is a double agent for.
Hey, the Cushing Pride Recycling, you make an impact. 1 by joining, 2 by dropping off, and 3 by thriving. The Cushing Pride Recycling. Make an impact. They're now hiring the Core Civic detention officers at Cimarron Correctional Facility in Cushing. You can find out if it's a job for you at jobs.corecivic.com. You can go get a Hub Extra if you're interested in that. It has all the details right there, as you can see in the article. SPI Submersible Pumps Incorporated, 1800 South Little Street in Cushing, Oklahoma. Their office is 918-285-0082 or cell number 918-285-1533, providing solutions through superior service. SPI Submersible Pumps Incorporated. And folks, as we say every week when we mention these sponsors, you go out and let them know how much you appreciate them bringing Hub and Tiger Football Live to you here on the Hub Network. I'll get there in a minute.
Every week.
Now I got Bruce laughing at me. That's how bad I'm having.
No, Mark Lamb said quit making fun of my glasses.
Oh, Marky. My man, Mr. Lamb. Here we go. Start of the second quarter. Indians have second down. Looks like 10 to go. Middle of the field, intercepted by Crooks. He'll return 40 at 30. He's
no one
going to
stop him there.
Touchdown, Tigers.
There's a pick 6 now. Tigers finding another way to score.
Crooks picking that one off, and I'm being told right around midfield, 50-yard pick 6 for Crooks. And again, whenever you're in practice training defensive backs, you're saying to have your head on a swivel, watch for guys coming into your zone, and keep your eyes on the quarterback, follow his eyes. Crooks jumped that route and cut that one off perfectly, and then it was just off to the races.
Yeah, and we first play back into the game, first play in the second quarter, and just like that, Tigers score again.
Matheson now wants to get to know the other goalpost and does by telling it, I'm good. And with 11:47 remaining in the first half.
Hey, that pick 6 brought to you by Pipeline Urgent Care, Stillwater Medical. Stillwater Medical welcomes Ashley Tucker, APRN. You can go see them at 1002 Cherry Street in Cushing or give them a call at 918-306-4515 or stillwatermedical.com. Devin Elliott, Molly Tanner, Sarah Laird, and Ashley Tucker, they'll get you taken care of. Strains, sprains, minor burns, and cuts, ear, eye infection, cold and flu, fractures, school physicals, fever, adult immunization, occupational medicine, and more. Walk-ins welcome, on-site, lab, and x-ray, Pipeline Urgent Care.
Tigers have a 49-0 lead. And if you're just joining us, it has not been all the offense. They took care of, what would it be, 6 of those? And the defense now coming in with their share, putting 7 on the board. True, a lot of the same players. Adding to their touchdown totals. In that case, it was Crooks. So Tiger defense putting up the wall, knocking some passes down, intercepting. One here and there, and the Tiger offense has just been hitting like it has every week so far. So Matheson will get set to kick from his own 40, and again, I believe that is Tanner Casey back deep for the Indians. The sun is now completely down, and the night here is beautiful. And, of course, we have the neon lights of the Hard Rock right across the street from Catoosa High School football field. Here's Matheson. And whistles on the field. Penalty flags right around the area of possible offsides. This time of year, that weather's starting to change, and that football, that football spirit is starting to come into play. And it sure starts to, there's a time of year when it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Yeah.
It's beginning to smell and feel a lot like football. I'll save you the melody.
Let me tell you something. This is my favorite time of year. I love the fall. I love everything about it. I can't wait for it to get here. Now that it's finally cooling down and really feeling like the fall, man, I love me some football. I love me some pumpkin spice, whatever that is. I don't even know what that is, but I love the smell of it. I love the taste of it. I love Thanksgiving. I love it all.
And don't even get me started on stadium nachos. Here's the kick. Taken near the 8-yard line. That's going to be Casey on the right side. Has a block or two. And several Tigers in on the tackle.
And Travis Spirit,
Kiowa Tate.
I am not going to disagree with you about a lot of things, but I could actually leave. I started taking take or leave. I could actually leave stadium nachos. Nachos are not a thing. Nachos are those things I'm just always like, I don't think so.
Hey, they may nacho be your thing, but they
are
mine.
nacho my thing whatsoever. Hey, folks, the puns are going to get rolling tonight. I can tell you already.
Well, there comes a time and a place. And we may be at that time and that place.
I believe I'd rather stick with the Polish sausage.
Here's Duggar with a handoff straight ahead. A little room. Still churning his feet. Couple Tigers there. Burgett and Matheson, I believe, in on that stop. But credit. 22. That's Aiden Scraper. And he was not stopping his legs. When he got first contact, he got another yard or two.
Yeah.
And a positive up look for them. I mean, that's a junior running back.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to see things like that. You don't ever want to see your players giving up, and they certainly aren't here. The Indians gain 5 on that play, brings up 2nd down and 5, spot the ball around their own 37-yard line.
Ashley Fitch said she's watching the great Tiger team from northern Iowa. I bet it's cold up there. She can chime in and let us know.
Pass on the left side just out of reach. That was intended for Tanner Casey. And it looked like Kimmel there on the coverage. Nice route. Casey comes down, and Kimmel's giving him his space. Casey stops, turns in. The pass was just above and to his right, so he couldn't pull it in. The incomplete pass brings up 3rd down. You mentioned that colder weather. We were watching the NFL game last night and noticed a lot of stocking hats and scarves, and certainly that weather starting to change for us. Here's a blitz. Pass over the middle. Looked like a screen set up. Pass is complete, of course. Matheson there on the stop. In addition to, I believe that was Zane Hill again.
I was wondering about teams like Miami, if they come into, like, that really affects them quite a bit because they're down there in the nice climate. But of
Absolutely.
Course, Tua Tagovailoa, for the second week in a row, bangs the back of his head off the turf. And so, man, that's rough.
Yeah, a lot of talk and chatter going on in the NFL now about things of that nature and player safety, as it should be. This kick goes over Crook's head. He'll let it go, and it'll be down to around the 21-yard line. Tigers will start with a little more field to go than they have. However, it hasn't been a problem though thus far. 49-0 is the score. 9:54 still remaining first half.
I had a friend of mine that played in the NFL for 11 years and played for many teams, including the Chiefs, which, you know, that's the greatest team that ever was. And so Troy Sadowski is his name. He actually was a blocking tight end from the Georgia Bulldogs and one of their great blocking tight ends and just played all with the NFL. He was one of those guys that went through the whole concussion problems. And he has memory problems now. He has headache problems now. And it is legit, folks. If you have kids playing, you don't want to mess around with that. You never know who it's going to affect worse. And so if, you know, I can be a warning to anybody out there, it is real.
Pass to the right side, Brody. Barlowitz, and he'll make a move or two, make some guys miss, and gets his way to the 43-yard line. He had some blockers downfield and did a nice job of running that sideline. I think we got a penalty flag back here near the 23 or 24. Whenever a player is, and they call it the blindside block, whenever you can still hit him in the front, but if you get him from the side and he doesn't see you, you can't lay him out. And in that case, that block was, I believe, called a blindside block. And he's going to wave it off. So it looked like it. The officials discussed and decide it's not actually an infraction, and the Tigers will have a first down and 10.
So now they didn't. Neither team knew that the ball was already moved behind them, behind Catoosa. Tigers now.
He must have stepped out of bounds here. I thought he was. So Brody makes a nice catch and run, and Tigers have a really tight set here. As they'll pitch right side, Jones makes a move, gets a yard more after contact. Credit him for his continual effort. We were talking about the concussion protocol, and one of the things I know that the Cushing High School takes very seriously as well. And our players have what they call like concussion helmets that are connected to, through a computer chip of some nature, to iPads. And so when a player does sustain any sort of helmet-to-helmet hit or something, the iPad registers how, you know, trauma that might be. So, you know, our staff and our school on top of that safety at all times. Jones still making people miss.
Including number 11. He ran right over Brady Matheson.
Damian Bergeron. But not before Jones makes it to the 40-yard line in Indian territory. And that'll be another Tiger first down and 10. Clock continues to wind. We're at 8:40 remaining in the second quarter. Tigers up 49-0 on the move here. Trips to the far side, single wide out near side. Barlowitz will look to pass. Left side finds a man wide open. That's Yount again. Yount putting on some moves, and the speed of the Tiger offense just looks uncomparable right now to what the Indians have.
I remember when Yount was in junior high watching him think, he looks like he's running so slow, and he's covering a ton of ground.
Yeah, territory. It's just a smooth, it's a real smooth, stride. Down to the 17-yard line, that gain good for a Tiger first down and 10. This time, two wide receivers both sides. Barlowitz looks to pass again. Has some pressure. Doesn't quite get away. Doesn't quite get loses the ball.
Not only that, dropped the ball.
I believe that's going to go.
He's trying to say his
Indians.
knee was down. He's making a play.
Well, and our offense, the lineman that was in the area thought the same thing because he didn't jump on it. He was going to bend down and pick it up. He will be whistled down. So spot the ball back at the 28-yard line.
One of the rare times this year we've seen them actually get to Berlowitz. It's a little late on the rollout, and I believe someone just tripped him up as he put the ball down on the ground to steady himself. I believe it just hit a foot, but we'll know later.
Looked like a 10-yard loss. Brings up second down, maybe 20 to go. Tigers, two wide receivers both sides. Berlowitz back again, looking downfield, has time, and his pass is incomplete. This time, Brady Matheson, the intended receiver. And on the coverage, I believe, was J.C. Richardson, another sophomore for the Indians. And it will be from the 28-yard line. The Tigers will face a third down. Again, they're trying to get to the 7-yard line for a first down. So maybe third down and 21. Timeout on the field. Timeout, Tigers.
All right, so that timeout is brought to you by Cushing Police Department. Join our team at Cushing Police Department. Serve and protect. Cushing Police Department, go down and let them know you want to be a part of the team. And, folks, I know I hate it. I'm scrolling through this, but it's giving you a view of the Hub Extra as we look at these. Also, Oklahoma Cementing in Cushing, 1115 North Uchi Valley Road, or P.O. Box 590 in Cushing, Oklahoma, 74023. Give them a call at 918-225-0688. J.B. Nickham, give him a call at 509-0688. Or Joe Smith Jr., 918-399-5098, Oklahoma Cementing in Cushing. This is the fall edition, and, man, Gids Domain. Breakfast is ready Monday through Saturday from 5:30 a.m. a.m. Amen to the donuts. And also to the sausage rolls. Man, I love those sausage rolls. That's a good one. All right.
That gets the sausage roll beat going.
That's right. I like that one.
Berlowitz looking downfield. The line doing a good job giving him time. Now he fires. Crooks comes back for it, makes the reception. Touchdown, Tigers.
Boy, when things are going right, they are going right. And Crooks makes a perfect move to get back to that. Splits the defenders, gets back to it, and then splits them again, going back into the end zone.
You know, that's a good effort by him to, stay off of the guy covering him, but to come back for the ball coming to him. The flag came in after the play, so the officials are discussing here, and unsportsmanlike conduct on the Indians. Looks like the call.
Mm-hmm. And listen, I understand. That's a frustration. You got to feel for the Catoosa team. I want every one of those kids coming back next year. I want every one of those kids playing their hearts out for the rest of the season. I don't want them getting discouraged because we need teams like this to keep coming on strong in Oklahoma, especially now we're in this district.
Well, that's right. And mentioning that, this is our second week of district play. And there's 5 more games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, this will be the halfway point of the regular season. After tonight, we'll have 5 behind us and 5 more to go. So,
speaking of halfway, don't forget RCB at the half with Bruce Votes and Votes Notes.
Like what you did there.
Thanks, man.
That kick's good by Matheson. We got 7:04 remaining in the first half. Tigers 56 and Catoosa Indians 0.
Cushing Lumber Company, serving the community for 70 years with name brands that you trust. 918-225-1713 or 924 East Main Street in Cushing. Cushing Lumber Company. And Dr. Rebecca Davis, that's my dentist at Davis Dental Studio. Go by and see her for cosmetic dentistry, crowns and bridges, teeth whitening, comprehensive dentistry, implant restorations, and Botox. I didn't do the Botox, by the way. 918-225-1356 or 1330 East 9th Street in Cushing. Visit them online at davisdentalstudio.com. Rebecca Davis and Davis Dental. No, they have been a core sponsor for us. Not to mention, she has been the scoreboard sponsor since the beginning. We appreciate all she does for Hub Extra and Tiger Football Live.
And our teeth.
That's right.
Our smile. Madison getting set to kick. The penalty after the play will put him at the Indian 45-yard line. So Madison could kick this one out of the stadium. Not sure that he will, but he's capable with a penalty like that. And I believe Bruce had said, if I get this right, Bruce, Berlowitz is 10 of 12 and has for 282 yards and has 5 TDs on passing so far. So Berlowitz finding his receivers, and that end kick does go in the end zone. Looked like Matheson tried to keep it a little short. It wasn't, It was high. It was a good kick, but
that would be a difficult one to keep short.
It was short to begin with.
Well, they're kicking from the 55-yard line.
which is a really hard thing to do.
Mm-hmm. You think that'd make it easier, but it really doesn't.
So the Indians will take over first down and 10 from their own 20. And a reminder that we're here at halftime, that's RCB at the half. We'll have votes notes.
Yeah, speaking of which, that's RCB. That's my bank and another fine sponsor. We find solutions and finance your personal and business needs with us. RCB Bank.
Indians fire left side. That pass complete. And that is Casey, Tanner Casey with the reception. I believe it was Yount on the stop. And that's one of the things that Duggar's been able to do is the passes he's completing are sharp and quick and to the kind of the flat area out here to either side. He's got wide receivers now. Looks like just 2 to the far side, 1 to the near, and 2 in the backfield. There's a handoff with a lead blocker. And that's going to be Blendowski on the right side. He is taken down by Matheson and Burgett. You know, those two, and really all of our linebackers are doing a great job of reading those handoffs and filling the holes. I mean, what's that? No gain on that play, and it's coming from a linebacker position, which starts 3-4 yards deep, maybe 5 yards deep from the ball. So they're making up some ground as the running backs are getting a handoff, and they're getting, stopped pretty much at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Long snap count now. Duggar looks to throw. Just a little high on this left side, on the near side. That's Hilligoss and Kimmel on the coverage. That pass intended for Damian.
While they're swapping out real quick, I want to talk about RC Bank. You can visit them online at rcbbank.com or 855bank.rcb. We find solutions, and RCB Bank, that's my bank. And so they are the sponsors of RCB at the half and Votes Notes, of course.
Bruce will have lots of notes tonight. Lots of statistics. Good Indian bounce on that one. That's going to roll dead way inside. Well, not way inside Tiger territory at the Tiger 19-yard line. So I think that's going to be our longest field position of the night so far. Tiger offense go back out on the field, 56-0 so far in complete command of this game. And I want to say 7 offensive possessions, 8 touchdowns. 1 came from defense.
Yeah.
Yep, the 50-yard pick 6. So
my prediction is if it continues this way, we'll see some players being swapped out in the third quarter and probably a running clock, I would guess.
Speaking of running, Jacob Horn in the backfield running for the Tigers. Now takes that handoff straight ahead, and he'll get a couple of yards, maybe 3.
Hey, we've seen some good runs out of Jacob Horn this year already.
On the stop, Jared Robbins. He's a junior for the Indians. And, yeah, I mean, Horn has seen a lot of playing time. We've seen him on defense as well. And that's what you really like, building a program and having success, getting lots of players in the action, because the more experience they get on the field, the more seasoned they're going to be at some point. And here's Horn again, and this time he'll make a cut and get a few more yards. He'll get out across the 30 to the 32. That gain good for a Tiger. First down and 10.
And that first down brought to you by Frank's Diesel and Tire Services. 4605 East 11th Street in Perkins, Oklahoma. 547-5132.
Tiger offense now. Bertowitz, 2 wide receivers both sides. Hands off again, Horn straight ahead. He just tripped up. Big hole was there. The defense just closed it off enough to get an arm on him, and he's going to only gain 2 on that play. Brings up second down, 8. Spot the ball at the 34-yard line. 4:20 remaining here in the second quarter. Tigers again on the march, up 56-0. Barlowitz from the shotgun. Horn still making his way out across, finds the 43-yard line.
That's going to be another first down for the Tigers.
First down for the Tigers. So Horn using his blockers, making it look easy. A penalty flag comes down on that play.
And I'm looking out here, and the Tiger fans have traveled well this evening coming to support here in Catoosa. It's about an hour and 15 minutes the way we drove. And Tiger fans, Tiger faithful out there supporting well.
Holding is a spot foul, and where it occurred, 10 yards from there is 10 yards the other direction is the 25-yard line. So Tigers will have a replay of second down. This time they'll have 15, 16 yards to go for the first. Horn remains, and Horn gets the handoff and a big hole. He's got room. He's out across the 40 before he's finally taken. You know, he almost broke that tackle.
He did.
And that would have been nothing but the rest of the field for him.
You know, I'm watching that again, and like, if he kind of leans forward like he's going to get hit harder by that tackle than he was. I think if he had to do that over again, he stays straight up, and I think he can break that one as a trying to tackle him about his knees. And Jacob Horn kind of reminds me of Travis Kelce, just kind of bumbling down through there and making room.
Tanner Casey, I believe, was in on that last stop. Tigers hand off to Horn again. He's got more running room. Makes his way to midfield. Again, the line using their technique and scheme to open up a spot right over the tackle. And whenever you can run with success between the tackles like that, things are working well for your offensive line. It's going to be a gain of 8 on the play. Brings up second down and 2.
Peggy Rose says, good job, Tigers. Watching grandson at number 67 from Stigler.
Hey, shout out. Jude Rowe. Saw Jude today and said hello to Mr. Rowe.
Hello, Jude.
Oh, Horn fights his way to the 46-yard line.
You sure it was hello and not hey?
I think so. But my memory these days.
Hey, Jude. Some people get that. Most people will not.
If you don't, then you need an education.
Yeah, that's right.
There'll be another first down for the Tigers. And Horn will run again, this time straight ahead. He'll run into number 7, Brandon Ball. He's a senior for the Indians.
Got stood up and turned around and just about pushed through 3 blockers.
Yeah, Horn carried a couple of those guys, and Ball got some help stopping the ball in that case. Gain of 5 brings up second down and 5. Spot the ball at the Indian 42-yard line.
This is going to be so good later on because right now you're developing another running back, and you're letting him find his way and give him enough time that he's actually going to be a true asset later on in the season when you really need him.
Absolutely, and here he is with 2 pulling linemen in front of him. And that was Brody, Todd, one of them that was pulling from this right side to the left side. And, you know, that play is designed to work to where, that side of the line kind of blocks their guys away from the hole, and these 2 linemen come from this far side around the edge, and they pick up and kick, and then it just opens up a hole. In this case, it opened up enough for a first down and spots the ball at the Indian 35-yard line.
You know, this is a lineman. You get used to a certain running back, the way they come into a hole and come into a gap as well. And this is good for the lineman as well. Learning another running back coming up behind them.
Here's one again on the loose, down near the 20, maybe 21-yard line. He'll be taken down there.
Listen, it's 1:45. The Tigers are probably more interested in getting the time off the clock going into half. I'm going to call play.
I'm ready.
Jacob Horn.
Left or right? This is where it counts.
Left again.
Left side. Trips to the near side. The handoff is to Horn. Oh, he goes to the right. But he's still fighting his way. Gets down inside the 15-yard line, possibly to it's probably the 14.
He bent over the tackler and made him move another yard.
Yeah, Horn running with some conviction. Another good job blocking up front. Horn averaging 7.7 yards a carry. Well, thank you, Bruce, for that. He's going to the outside this time. Gets down inside the 10, maybe the 8-yard line. Yep, that'll be good for a Tiger first down and 10.
You know, last week we had our boss in here with us, and at Miami. It's so nice to have Joe up in the press box with us again, and enjoyable having him there and trying new things. And, man, it's been difficult for him. If you didn't get to see halftime where he kind of shared his thanks and gratitude for everybody who's reached out to him, as he had to have an amputation this year is the reason we haven't had him. Go back and watch that next week. And reach out to Joe and let him know how much you appreciate him making sure this is still going on the Hub Network. Just because he hadn't been able to be here, he still made sure everything's going. 20, Tanner Casey. Brought down Jacob Horn.
There's a fumble snap, and that one's going to get blown up in the backfield, and the last 10 seconds should run off. But you know what was really impressive about that drive, James, was that Horn would get tackled or taken down 3, 4, 5 yards downfield before first contact, and then he would fight for another yard or two. So we're at halftime. Your Tigers are up 56-0, and everything so far is going our way here in Catoosa.
That's exactly right. And you know what? I think I'd have been tempted to call a timeout right there and just try to get Horn in the end zone. He ran down the field. Let him go ahead and get in there.
Give him a little for his effort.
That's right. No, they know better, and that could be seen from the other side of the field as detrimental. Cushing Tag Agency, give them a call at 918-225-3344, 911 East Main Street in Cushing. Leanne Eubank, the agent, 918-225-7068, Cushing Tag Agency. Folks, we're going to take a break here for just a few minutes. We'll be back for the RCB at the half and Votes Notes.
majors. Is your band ready? You may take the field for exhibition.
Welcome to the Cushing Tiger football, Coweta, Oklahoma. Tigers lead it 56-0, and you've been listening to the Hub, and you have been Travis Perry, James Caulfield has been bringing you the play-by-play. It's halftime, and once again, it's time for Votes Notes. Thanks for joining me on the Hub Network. We got a lot to talk about. Excuse me for I was listening to this incredible band that they have here in Catoosa. It's probably one of the hugest bands I've seen so far at the high school level. I want to give props to our crew, Natasha Kemp. She's running the board and doing a great job spearheading this operation. Jackie Vanderpool, Amelia Grant, Travis Peary, James Caulfield, and of course, thanks to Joe and the Hub Network. Here we go with the Votes Notes. We'll start with a passing. Blaze Berlowitz standing right now at 10 for 12, 282, 5 TDs. They're in that last series. He never even made a pass. I think the Tigers were looking at their running offense and brought in Horn. Horn did a great job. He pretty much chewed up the clock on that last series with 13 rushes for 86 yards. Jones also on the rushing. They didn't see much of him in the second period as they brought Horn in. Jones, 10 carries for 79 yards and an incredible 3 TDs for Jones. And back to passing again, 10 for 12 for 282, 5 TDs for Berlowitz. On the receiving end of that, Crooks, 4 catches, 158 yards, 3 TDs. Yount, 4 catches, 101 yards, and a touchdown. Along with Brady Matheson, he had 2 attempts for 15 yards and a TD. Blaze, he had 1 attempt at it. And I had Blaze for 2 attempts for 19 yards. They hadn't thrown much to Brody. I'm sorry, to Brody tonight. But Blaze, he got caught in the backfield for a minus 12 yards and a sack. One of the rare sacks tonight, as Blaze has been pretty spot on back in the quarterback. His receivers have come open either across the middle or deep down the field. And again, Tigers have scored on every possession except for the last one, and Horn just a little bit shy of the goal prior to the time running out. Crooks had a 50-yard interception, pick 6, and Panda had a fumble recovery. So everybody kind of got in the action there offensively. Probably what we're looking at offensively starting this second half is you'll see the first string or the varsity string come out. They'll probably run the first series of downs, and then they will slowly start integrating some of the other players in the ball game. Blaze will probably, I'm getting them too mixed up. Blaze will probably come out. We'll see Hilligoss come in as quarterback and run the second half of this game. Tackling has just been all over the place. Everybody's been getting in on the show. And I'll go through these real quick. Yount with 3 tackles. Kimmel with an interception. Wright with a tackle. Burgett with 5 tackles. Berlitz with a couple. Tate with 1. Horn with a couple. Hilligoss with 3. Heisler with 2. Let's see. Jones with 3. Harper with 1. Matheson with 7. And then, of course, Panda with a fumble recovery. I want to thank Mark Lamb for listening, along with Doug Biswell, Aaron Hubbard, Carl Sherwood. I want to thank everybody for joining us. A lot of sponsors out there. You guys get an opportunity to visit them or just send us a comment online. A big thank you to our sponsors, and we will definitely share that with them. And with that, we're still at halftime. We got probably 6 minutes before the game resumes. I wanted to get my stats in there early so you guys would have time to get prepared for this second half. Want to thank you for joining Votes Notes, and I want to thank our crew, our staff, James and Travis for bringing the game to you, and want to thank you, the Hub Network and the Cushing Tigers. It's 56-0. It's halftime. Catoosa, Oklahoma. I'm Bruce Vogt, and these are the Votes Notes.
You can leave that go in the background. All right, folks, welcome back to Tiger Football Live here on the Hub Network. 56-0 as we are counting down halftime. 1 minute 49 seconds left in halftime. Tigers coming out and getting warmed up. And, you know, those stats, they just about all swung the right. Hey! In to our booth comes Dandy Don Amon. Welcome back, buddy. How are you? He's got no, there you go.
I did not know that we would be in the presence of royalty, my friend.
Well, let me tell you something. Can you see that light over there?
I got you on mic here so we can catch it.
All right, you see that there's a light over there?
I see two of them up in the sky.
In the home press box.
Oh, yes, yes, okay.
So that was a hospitality room for administrators, which we've never heard of before.
So you came to take over.
So Mr. Hoover, our athletic director, went over and we met with their athletic director. He goes, oh, yeah, come on up. Well, they're having hamburgers. So we go up there, and I'm sitting right on the corner of that window, and I'm eating my hamburger, courtesy of the Catoosa Indians, and with 13 seconds, they score. And I'm like, touchdown! And then I eat some more. 6! You know, and all of a sudden it gets to be 35-0, and I'm like, hey, thank you. Thank you so much for the food. I think we're going to head down now. Boy, that
Feeling a
was
bit
awesome.
sheepy, maybe. Hey.
People thought we weren't here, but shoot, it was 35-0 before we ever come down. By the way, they have an elevator. Remember that nice elevator they had in Stillwater?
Yeah.
Nice over there.
They don't have one over here. And the
No,
stand, and the stands are
Right.
I tried to get in that door. You can't get in.
Yeah.
Anyway, good to see you guys. Hope everything's going good.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Dr. Amon, Dr. Don Amon stopping in, sharing festive stories
Right.
with the
And we've had a ton of stories with him over the years. And so nice to have him stop by and say hi to everybody as we are getting ready to kick things back off. You know, after the game, I'm going to catch the coach, get an interview. But I'm also going to interview one of the students last year. This is the 1-year anniversary of having the bus roll over. And so one of the girls that was on that bus goes to our church, and she's the one that broke her back. The bus actually landed sideways on top of her through a window, and just enough room under the ground for her to sit there. So she's gonna. I've talked to her, and she's a trainer now, one of the managers, and so I've talked to her to come by. As soon as we get done with Coach, I'm gonna spin right around and interview her and get her take on this and all the things. You know, it's difficult. It's been difficult for her to get on the bus and riding the bus. All those things take on a whole new reference, as you well know.
and in light of, you know, that particular incident, still to this, I mean, just thankful for all the traveling that high school students do and the way we do, and thankful for our administration and how that was handled then. And
Right.
and it'll be nice, you know, to take a moment of reflection and be thankful and to get some insight.
Yeah. So I know everybody's going to want to check out, but I want to tell you,
Absolutely.
hang around. We'll have that interview with the coach. We'll also have that interview with Emma. I want to talk about Cushing Electronics Radio Shack. We now have Red Cat Racing hobby cars, trucks, crawlers, and accessories. Come check them out Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. at 2010 East Main Street in Cushing. Give them a call at 918-225-1435. That's Cushing Electronics and Radio Shack. So, what do you guys think?
Well, in case you know, you're just tuning in and been you know, just finding out what's going on, it's 56-0, and it has happened just as Don Amon explained it. It has been bang, bang, bang right off the bat. It was 42-0 in the first quarter, and then the Tigers, you know, eased off a little in there in the second quarter, and some players have come in substitution roles, and we expect to see that here in the second half as well. So Hillegas has been warming up on the sideline. Also noticed that Panda, Nick Flores, is not in his uniform anymore.
Someone
And-
asked for an update
Well,
on him, and we just don't have anybody down there to ask.
Mr. Kinsey, but a couple of the players that came up a minute ago, I said, do we know anything? They just said, probably a sore ankle. And with this type of score, why would you keep going and make it worse? And he's not in bad spirits. He's in good spirits. We can see him from here. He's not on crutch. He's not hurt. He's just, I think, taking the rest of the game because something got sore is my guesstimate. And it's only a guesstimate. But for all intents and purposes, from my observation, that's what we got. So Hillegas warming up.
The
and
last time I checked, Wagner was winning their game 66-0.
Aiden Spencer will kick that one off, and that will be taken fair catch by Kevin Sepulveda.
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 Oh, sorry, 36. No, that was last week's. This week it's Wagner's beating Oologah 36-0 in the third quarter. So, hey, Wagner's coming to town.
Now, it's going to be in our third week of district play, I believe.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
Here's the Tiger defense, start of the second half, and they'll get a flag for offsides on that. And looks like.
So next week, Wagner comes to town. There you go, offsides.
Yeah, most of the Tiger defense on the field right now are reserve players coming in and getting some experience during the second half. So excellent opportunity for them. And an excellent opportunity for you to stay tuned in and see how they do. Watch some of those players as they did on that play. Just put the stops on. And that tackle in there by Lennon Pollard.
Next week, Wagner comes to town, so we'll have 2 back-to-back home games with Wagner and then McLean on the 13th, and then we go out of town again for Cleveland, back home for Oologah and senior night, and then we finished out at Skytook on November 4th.
Pollard in that linebacker position. This time Duggar hands off again. They're starting running back Lindowski. He can't find much on the right side. Tiger defense holds there, so brings up 3rd down and 4. The penalty on the 1st and 10 brought it to 1st and 5. The second play, gained 1. So 3rd down and 4 now. Kiowa Tate on that stop. As Duggar will have 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far. Snaps and hands off. Casey, I believe, the running back on this play. No, that's going to be
22.
Is it 22? Okay, that would be Aiden Scrapper. He carried earlier. I thought I saw 32 and couldn't find it, so that's him. And that'll be Wilson in on the stop. He makes his way to the 49-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Indians. The Indian offense has had a few plays go their way tonight. For the most part, the Tiger defense has imposed its will like it did on that play. And on that stop is Kiowa Tate once again, reading from his linebacker position.
Yep. Squirtle has Cushing ranked number 1, Clinton ranked number 3, and Clinton is getting beat by number 9 Elk City right now, 14-6. Remember a couple years ago, Elk City came to town in districts and stood Cushing up. Had a great game plan.
2nd down and 9 from midfield. Kind of a run-pass option. And Duggar goes ahead and makes the handoff. That's going to be Logan Hargrove on the carry.
Poto, another good team in 4A. They're ranked number 4. They're tied 7-7, halftime at Medill. So these are some teams that we could potentially be seeing in playoffs. And Tuttle number 2 over Hara 38-7.
Duggar looking to pass. Got a man in the flats, in and out of his hands. That's Dylan Duggar. Tiger defense was there to make the tackle, but Duggar to Duggar connection did not stick. That'll bring up 4th down and 8. Indians getting in punt formation. The Tigers looking. Looks like Hillegas will go back deep to return. That is Tanner Casey, number 20. Nope, check that, number 30. That's Blendowski with the punt. And that is not Hillegas. That's going to be, is that Tegan Fitchie on the reception. So Tegan will take that one and down it right there, or cover it up right there at the 15-yard line. Tigers will take over 1st down and 10. This will be the opening possession of the second half.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Ty Fitchie. So he commented on here earlier and said, "This is how I like to spend family Friday nights, watching Tiger football with some popcorn and touchdowns. Thanks, guys. You are awesome. Keep up the good work." To answer your question, my wife, yes, the weather is starting to turn on the chilly side.
Coming in from the northern part of
That's
the
right.
United States
Yes,
on
he
that.
is. So, Ty, we appreciate you watching, but
Okay,
Caden
looks
Morton.
like Caden Morton in the backfield, and he doesn't get much out of that one. Maybe half a yard. Brings up, we'll call it second down, 9. Spot the ball just shy of the 16-yard line.
And you're right, that was Chris Kinsey asking about that. For an update on Pandon, all we know is a sore ankle, as you said. And so no need in a game like this to take a chance on a guy that you're definitely going to need throughout the rest of the season.
Morton tries the left side. Gain of a couple of yards there, maybe even 3. So they'll bring up third down and 7. Spot the ball at the Tiger 17-yard line, close to the 18. Hillegas quarterback trips to the left. And he'll fire that way, has a receiver. He'll get out and get the first down and a little more. And that looks like
See who that was.
Lane Wood. Lane Wood on
Lane
the
Wood.
reception. So the Tiger offense, a few yards with the run, and then a nice pass from Hillegas to Wood. Wideouts to the far side, single wideout to the near side, handoff Morton, left side. He runs into a couple of Indians over there called Jaden Sawyer. He's a junior for Catoosa.
I want to mention also Elaine George Davis watching the Tigers from Ponca City, and Ron and Linda Lair watching from Avery, Oklahoma. Great first half Tigers, they say. Jennifer Hickson, what a great first half. Appreciate everybody joining in. Also Tyler Strader.
Morton turns up on the left side. He had a blocker out in front. He gets maybe a yard on that play. That'll bring up third down and 9. Spot the ball at the Tiger 37-yard line. Look for the Tigers possibly to throw another 10-yard pass of some sort. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side, single back set. Hillegas from the 37. He'll look downfield to his right, little pressure. Fires, just mishandled. That's going to be Wyatt DeLong, the intended receiver.
Yeah. And, Hillegas kind of sidearms that one just a little bit just because of the position he's in. And maybe that made it a little bit difficult to handle for DeLong. But, hey, that's a good look. Even though we're going fourth down, that's a good look for a young group of players coming in. That's exactly what pays good dividends later on in the season. Uh-oh. That one straight up. Just about landing about the 46-yard line.
Goes out of bounds there. That's going to be taking Fitchie with the punt. So Indians will take over first down from their own 46-yard line. And even more valuable to add to what you were saying, their time here on the field and then the game film. Getting a chance to work with those younger ones on what to improve upon and not improve upon, or complement the good things and things to improve upon. Throughout next week in the first part of the week or even tonight as players will have access to game film. And for those that don't know, the game film, the way it's handled these days is they upload it almost as they're driving home, and the coach may spend some time tomorrow stopping it and making notes, so by the time a player logs in and sees it from home,
they've already got some notes.
They're going to see where the coach points at this and points at that and stops the film and makes it, and players can rewind and rewatch that same play several times to watch things develop and not develop, and it blew my mind.
Yeah.
The technology being used in high school football these days. Not that it takes a lot.
No,
to make me go wow, but
we were stopping the old reel to reel. Coach backing it up.
Be kind, rewind.
Yeah. We didn't have VHS. It's just a reel to reel. Put them on.
Oh yeah,
there.
the old
Click.
Tackle in there made by Caleb Pierce. And the Indians now wide receivers to both sides. Single bat set. Landowski, a screenplay set to him as blockers didn't quite get in front of him. So good tackle. Good heads-up play by Jude Rowe.
Yes, sir.
Once again, Jude right there to put a stop to that. And, you know, anytime the line just kind of lets you through, Jude made an excellent opportunity there to say, wait a minute, and look and be in the right spot at the right time to make that tackle. Spot the ball at the Indian 45-yard line.
Try to mention some of these players I know, some Lane Wood, Ace Wright, Jude Rowe.
Nice punt. Fair catch called and caught. Fitchy pulls that one in around the Tiger 24. That's where the Tigers will begin, first down and 10.
Taking Fitchy reeling that one in. Carl Peterson, trying to mention some of these players that we're seeing out there. You know, we want to make sure that we recognize them coming out there. And, you know, they're putting in the hard work just like everybody else is all year long. And I see that 73 again. I wish I knew who that was. We do not have that one.
Caleb Pierce on the line. You mentioned 73. Hilligoss from the shotgun hands off Morton, the ball carrier, to the left side. And he's caught right around the line of scrimmage. And on that stop is Boomer Levens. He had a whole lot of Levens for Morton that time.
Yeah.
Is that Tommy Rolfe on the line? And Hilligoss now with running backs to both sides. Hands off the left side. That's going to be Emerson Harper. He'll find some running room over there and gain maybe 6, 7. Call it 8.5, almost 9. Brings up third down and 2. So set we don't see very often. You know, two running backs, and they kind of crisscross in the backfield. And, of course, we mentioned before the line gets their calls from a different coach on the sideline than the backs do, and the backs get signals in from another coach, and those two things meet right there in the play. So communication key.
Yep, Harper on
the ball carrier, finds running room again, advances out across the 40, called the 43-yard line. That gain good for a Tiger, first down and 10.
The I will say fullback, but it's the other running back in that position. Goes in motion, but goes in motion straight ahead, like streaks to the line of scrimmage on that to make sure he's getting out there for a lead block.
Interesting set, interesting formation. Wide receivers to both sides. A slot behind the tight end, behind the tackle. Morton this time, left side. Can't quite get away from Julian Kaler. But he still gains. He's going to lose a yard on that play. 1.5 yards. Brings up second down. So we've seen, of course, we've got Noah Jones. Now we've seen Horn. We've seen Morton. And we've seen Harper Emerson. So, and DeLong as well. So you talk about developing your running backs. You talk about giving them time on the field. Again, good to see things being mixed up. We'll look on a second down and 11. See maybe the Tigers don't go to a passing, and they do. Hilligoss rolls out left, fires downfield, right at midfield, in and out. Almost pulled in.
That's
kind of a low pass, but a good effort. Bruce is going to find out for us who that might be.
That's Lane Wood.
17, indeed Lane Wood. Good call, James.
You know, a lot of these kids, you're used to seeing them, and once you see them walking and running, everybody has their own little unique. So you can kind of pick them out. Sometimes I gotta wait till they start moving before I can pick out who it is, though.
Two wideouts, both sides. Hilligoss still in the shotgun from 3rd and 11. Will fire downfield again. Looks, fires, in and out of the hands again. That's Lane Wood again, I believe, right there, short of midfield. The result of the play is a 4th down.
I'll tell you a funny story. We went on a ski trip one time, and him and his twin brother Max talked me into teaching them how to jumps. They had a little jump area set up and the players. So I went down there and showed them how to make jumps, stuff like that. Unbeknownst to me, they're listening to everybody. And they don't talk very much. And they get home, and they start telling their dad about all the fun they had with Creature James. And finally, their dad goes, "Hey, what are you saying?" They said, Creature James. He was showing us how to jump. He said, "You mean Preacher James?" And they looked at him and said, "No, I'm pretty sure it's Creature." So there you have it. And that's been one of my emails ever since, Creature James.
Creature James.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, the nicknames.
Yeah.
How they will stick with you.
That's right. I can pick out Lane and Max walking anywhere.
Indians will start from their own 40-yard line.
So as we talked about, this is developing players, and even though they're not doing the same plays, it's nice to see how the coaches are making adjustments
That pass
for the different
complete.
players' abilities. Sorry, I got caught up watching it.
That's that pass complete on the right side, and that is to Tanner Casey, the new quarterback, Brogan O'Neill. He's a freshman quarterback, so Catoosa taking the same opportunity to get some younger players some playing time. Tanner Casey with the reception makes his way to the Tiger, 27, 28-yard line. And Tanner Casey's a sophomore. So Catoosa taking the same opportunity to play some younger players. We're approaching the 1-minute mark here in the third quarter. Tigers still up 56-0. Catoosa starting to march. That tackle being made by Logan Owings.
As I was saying, it's nice to see how the coaches develop different plays and different styles, because each group has their own style. So I'm glad to see they're not just running the same thing out there for this different group of players.
Yeah, that's right. Play to your strengths, and don't necessarily mold somebody to your system, but use the system being handed to you. This is O'Neill again, this time back to pass. Chase from behind. Escapes and fires. Incomplete pass downfield. And that was Brett Griffith, right? 58 on the pressure. The intended receiver at Tanner Casey. So freshman to sophomore, doesn't quite get it there. It's out of bounds. Brings up third down, 9 to go. O'Neill from the shotgun. Single back set, will pass again. He finds a guy on the right side, caught and taken out of bounds. That is way too far
20.
over there for my eyes.
20.
All right.
Tanner Casey. Tanner Casey. According to the PA announcer, and my, eagle-like eyes over there.
Results of first down. And Catoosa still on the march inside the Tiger 20-yard line for the first time tonight. That handoff, Casey, the ball carrier, runs into traffic, reverses field, finds some running room, makes a move or two.
Or 5.
Yeah.
A lot of moves in that one.
He makes his way down to the 13, 12-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6 on the play, brings up second down and 4, and that'll be the last seconds of the third quarter. Fitchy on that tackle. 56-0, your Tigers still in a commanding lead here at Catoosa.
Hey, listen, we want to talk about some more of our sponsors. We're going out here. Tank Farm Services, Cushing, Oklahoma. Give them a call at 918-225-4600. Oil and gas pipeline and tank repair services. Committed to quality. Deliver excellence. That's Tank Farm Services in Cushing, Oklahoma. And I want to talk about one of my favorites. And I talked about my favorite Favalora last week, which is Annie. And, then after that, I had to call John at Favco Electric to get a little help. I went in the church, and about a third of the stuff wasn't working. And John fixed me up over the phone. Favco Electric, state license number 7043, licensed and bonded. Give them a call at 918-225-2799. It's the quality that counts with prompt, reliable service, serving your area with over 36 years of experience. 24-hour same-day service, residential, commercial, industrial, bucket truck services, certified sale and service contractor for Generac generators. So give John a call and let him know you heard about him on the Hub Network.
Hey, great on the phone, even better in person.
Yeah, fixed me up. I'll tell you, he's saved me more than a few times.
Second down and 3 for the Indians coming out of the timeout between quarters. So start of the fourth quarter, Indians from the Tiger 12-yard line. O'Neal in the quarterback. Hands off, fumble on the play. O'Neal's able to recover. As pressure was applied in the backfield. Several Tigers were back there, including number 65. That's going to be Kason Brandon. So interior linemen continuing to push, continue to fight for the Tigers. And brings up third down. Loss on the play brings up third down and 9. O'Neal back to pass. Looks downfield. Fires to the end zone. That one is broken up. Good coverage by the Tigers. Lane Wood. Pass intended for Tanner Casey. Lane knocks that one down. And that'll bring up a fourth down. Ball remains at the Tiger 19, is that? Yeah, 18-yard line. And Catoosa going to try a field goal. That looks like Tanner Casey, the kick, and it's up and no good.
Oh, man.
So for those keeping track, that would have been a 35-yard field goal, and it was Blendowski. Him and Casey, Tanner Casey, they have a 20 and a 30 on their jerseys, so and they're built the same. So Blendowski, the kicker there, and just misses on that field goal. So 11:08 remaining. Tigers will take over first down and 10 with a 56-0 lead.
I'm going to tell you, I can't see from the computer screen into anything in front of me, but I can see out there just fine. But I want to tell you about Cushing Primary Care, Stillwater Medical. Good health begins with great primary care. Give them a visit. Lisa No, Brian Hightower, Courtney Elliott, Randy Grillner, Bethany Jenkins, and Jamie Griffith at Cushing Primary Care. New building, same location, Cushing Primary Care.
The Tiger offense back on the field. This time it looks like Roman Tucker in at quarterback. So that'll be our freshman quarterback, 5'11", 215 pounds. And Tucker coming off of a interesting game the other night in the junior high ranks. The 7th, 8th, and 9th grade played on Tuesday night. Timeout on the field. I think the Tigers will kind of set a new offense out there. The Roman, the freshman played from behind through a good portion of the game, and in the final 2 minutes, were giving the ball back to their opponent. And I just thought, I'm on the PA thinking, well, that's probably about it. I mean, 2 minutes left in a junior high game. And the defense held with like 30 seconds left. And the Tigers get a play or two in and win the game.
Really?
It was awesome. It was impressive.
Brandstetter Insurance Agency, another fine sponsor here on the Hub Network. Oh, there's some room for Emerson Harper.
Big time.
Casey going to drag him down from the behind, and good run.
Big time kick block on that one. I believe that was, well, this is going to be tricky. I believe that was number 73.
Yes, sir. we're just going to start referring to him as Mr. 73 since we don't know who that is.
It's a great kick block. It was him or Michael Cruz. He had a 7 on his jersey, but I think it came from the right side. Nonetheless, first down and 10 Tigers. Over the right side, met in the backfield and dropped for a loss. That is Camden Wilson, the ball carrier.
21 on the tackle. Braxton Field for the tackle. 71, sorry. Now I can't say Jillian Clayton.
Loss on the play brings up second down 13. Tigers at their own 44-yard line. And again, this will be Roman Tucker at quarterback. He'll hand off right side. Harper finds a little running room, stays on his feet, and keeps fighting. So half of the Catoosa Indians in on that stop, but not before Harper gets to the 48-yard line.
Boy, scrapping for all those. Makes it a positive.
So I think the takeaway from this is going from Noah on down. Every one of the running backs has the same, what would you call it? Style of. So that tells me it's being trained. It's a good job in practice. First hit is not go down. First hit is let me keep going. Let me churn. Let me try to get more, and the Tigers do. Here's a quarterback keeper left side. Tucker has speed, and he gets out across the 30 down to near the 20 before he's run out of bounds. And that'll be Casey securing that for the Indians.
That first down brought to you by Broken Arrow Electric Supply. Broken Arrow Electric Supply is a full-line electrical material supplier to the residential, commercial, industrial, and OEM markets. Broken Arrow Electric Supply. Branch phone 918-258-3581.
And if I'm not wrong, James, that's going to probably be the biggest play from reserve standpoint. And I think we need a blue sky.
Yeah, I think so too.
Big play of the game.
Yeah, I'm with you right there. So that's going to be our Bank of Cushing, our blue sky bank. Big Tiger play, the ball's coughed up. Nobody's got it yet.
Still being tried to be caught down. It looks like the Indians have recovered that down near the 1 yard line. And yes, they have. And so a blue sky bank, big play of the game by Roman Tucker, and the line and the backs that open it up for him results in a fumble that gets recovered down deep. But still a big play for Roman Tucker and the Tigers at that point. And, the Indian offense will take over from the 1 yard line. Again, make sure and thank those good folks at Blue Sky Bank for their support of Tiger football and the athletic program. And they're not just helping bring you this program this evening, but they're also putting money back into the athletic program, which goes across
that's right.
the athletic program, as I understand it, not just to football, but including band and cheer and other entities that are involved. So Tiger defense back on the field. O'Neal from the end zone has a running back and a hole on the right side. And the stop for the Tigers that time, Canvin Wilson. As Tanner Casey finds some room. Nope. Blendowski again. He'll make his way out to the 9 yard line. Gain of 8 on the play. Brings up second down and 2. Brogan O'Neal from the shotgun has a wide receiver in motion. He'll hand off to him. Jet sweep coming to the near side. And that handoff to Braxton Green. And he'll make his way for the first down, which is just enough, is what they needed. And I believe Sam Moyer in on that stop. That's going to bring up first down and 10. Spot the ball at the 12-yard line. Indians operating from their own 12. O'Neal in the shotgun. He's got 2 wide receivers far side. Fakes the handoff, throws that way. He's got a blocker out in front. It's going to be a gain of 5 or 6 on the play. Tiger defense is there. We're going to be Sam Carpenter and Carlos Moncada. In on that stop. Spot the ball at the 21-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play. Brings up second down and 1. 7 minutes remaining in the game. And James will be making his way after the game down for our interviews.
I'll be honest, I'm going to make my way a little bit early because this is a long set of bleachers. Super tall.
It could take a while. There's a pass downfield for O'Neal.
Oh, boy.
And he passes into coverage. Tigers had it well defended.
Who was that on the?
Got an Indian. Came down on his foot wrong, I believe. We'll see.
Was that Moncada on the defense?
26. Sam Carpenter, man?
Sam Carpenter.
Yeah.
Well, the 26 and the 28 looks the same to me from up here. So I'm having a hard time defining which one's which.
Well, and I found that as the game progresses, it gets harder for me to tell. And I promise, this is Diet Pepsi.
Yeah.
It's
yeah, says you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because the jerseys get a little more wrinkled as they go along. Hey, I want to talk about some more of our some more of our sponsors here. Nafy's Deli and Grill, Mama says it's nearly perfect. Give them a call at 918-225-3115, 600 East Main Street in Cushing, Oklahoma. Nafy's Deli and Grill. Cushing Family Practice, you can go see Blair Blankenship, Amber Reinecke, or Colm McCauley. Quality care for your whole family. Cushing Family Practice. By the way, they have a new location at 2340 East Main Street.
Tanner Casey, the shaken up player on the play, went off the field fine. And this will be Blendowski, and he'll make his way, and he's wrapped up. Eventually, Lennon Pollard in on the stop.
Casey and Lendowski have really been the workhorses for the Indians.
Yeah, and Casey being the younger, he's a sophomore player, so a lot of bright future in for him. The first down for the Indians, spot the ball at the 26-yard line. 6.5 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Tigers have a 56-0 lead. O'Neal hands off straight ahead. Lendowski, gain of a couple on the play. That'll be, I believe, Camden Wilson in on the play. Yeah, we don't have a number 60, so another Mr. 60. Bruce had said that a couple times, and I keep looking at the roster.
Well, by the way, don't forget, they didn't want to wear their orange jerseys tonight. Their orange jerseys were the ones they wore when they had the crash 1 year ago tonight. And the entire team said, we think they're bad luck. Let's not wear them. So that could be some of the reason why we're seeing players in different jerseys tonight.
Handoff over the right side. This Hargrove, the ball carrier. And in on the stop is Max Tucker and Lennon Pollard. So Lennon from his linebacker position getting in on plays left and right. And doing a good job of being in pursuit. Lennon's a fast player. Gain of 7 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and 3. Spot the ball at the Indian 33-yard line. Lots of threes across the board. Run pass option. The handoff is to Hargrove. He tries to get to the first down, doesn't quite get there. That's going to be Pollard again, in addition to Sam Moyer on the stop.
Yeah.
That's just shy of the 35-yard line, and it looks like the Indians will come on and punt this one away. 5 minutes remaining. So from what we've visited about, throughout the second half so far, it's good to see offenses moving the ball. It's good to see defenses make stops when you're in this part of the ball game where you're wanting to see younger players do well. You're wanting to see them get the experience.
Two things have to happen as you go further along in the season. Number one, everybody has to start playing position football. Play your position. Don't overplay it. Don't underplay it. Just play your position. Second thing that has to happen is you got to have some people step up. It's the next man up. And this is the best thing you can do to develop the next man up in the middle of a season.
And back to punt. Looks like Blendowski. He gets a high end over end. And that's attempted to be taken by the Tigers. It did touch him, so it'll be a fumble on the play.
And he called for fair catch, though.
Possible player interference, however.
Interference, but they're not going to call it.
And with, 56-0 and Indians take over at the 41-yard line.
Whoa. Did the rule stop when it's 56-0? Come on, Peary.
I think the flags get stuck.
Come on, Peary.
I did not throw the flag.
That's right. Point taken. But you are exactly right. This is one, you're running the clock, you're trying to get out of here, and you're trying to not make it any worse, and that's exactly right. That's a good time to hold a flag like that. And
that's, a prediction on our part.
Yeah.
We don't know. Yeah. Maybe there was no infraction. Just an observation. I heard a whistle, and everybody's standing around looking, and 71 for the Indians will come off.
Yeah, he's wrong guy. You're supposed to be over here, man.
Maybe. This is
65.
Jose Rodriguez comes on, but the play clock's about down. O'Neal gets the snap, goes back and fires. Spiral deep.
Uh-oh.
Caught. Tanner Casey, touchdown, Indians. I believe that was caught by number 20. So, yep, that'll be O'Neal, a freshman, completing to Casey, a sophomore, on the left side. And really, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I saw O'Neal warming up before the game. Those were the types of passes he was throwing before the game, and he threw that one on a rope. So, nice pass, touchdown to Indians, 4:15 remaining.
There goes the shutout for the Tigers as 4 minutes and 15 seconds are left on the clock.
And there's a snap, extra point, Blendowski, and it's good. So 56-7, 4:15 remaining in the game.
Hey, I want to tell you about Frontier Bowl Family Fun Center at 525 East Payne Street in Cushing. Give them a call, 918-225-2413, or visit them at frontierbowl.com. Located a quarter-mile north of Highway 33 on Highway 18. Also, another new sponsor this year, Emily's Locksmith. Appreciate them coming on. Give her a call at 918-714-5125. Who are you going to call? Emily's Locksmith. CBEW, Professional Group, LLP, CPAs. Go Tigers, they say. Income tax planning, preparation, business consulting, bookkeeping, payroll, and training. Give them a call at 918-225-4216. That's CBEW, Professional Group. And one more here. I'm going to talk about Hard Hat Services. They're getting out. And I'm not going to read all this. I did this one time, but they have gloves, safety equipment, just about whatever you can imagine for safety. You see them at their online stores coming soon. But you can give them a call, 918-627-3008 in Tulsa, or 405-942-9500 for Oklahoma City. Appreciate them coming on as a sponsor this year. Hard Hat Safety and Glove. Their website is hardhatsafetyandglove.com, by the way.
Blendowski with a kick from his own 40. That'll be fielded by the Tigers inside the 10. And the return to the near side, that's going to be Max Tucker. Yeah, number 31. So the Tiger offense will come back out for just over 4 minutes, 4 minutes and 9 seconds remaining. I believe Roman Tucker will remain at quarterback. We'll try to find a few more numbers. Caleb Pierce remaining on the line for the Tigers. Mr. number 73 out there. 68 out there. He's going to be another Mr. And looks like 51, Kellen Fry coming out. So some of the young offensive linemen. Tigers, 2 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Tucker with a quarterback keeper. Big hole again. Great blocking. And Tucker will make his way out of bounds. And I'm still following that great kick block.
Yeah.
Number 73. That's going to be Mr. number 73.
Mr. 73.
They're not brothers. All the Misters on here are not brothers. But they are brothers in the helmet, in the spirit of the helmet.
In the trenches.
Yeah, I'm going to stop there.
Brothers
in the trenches, that's even better. 38-yard line, gain good for a Tiger first down and 10.
Or brothers between the lines.
Between the lines.
I knew I'd get there eventually.
Handoff right side. Another big hole by that offensive line, and that is Caden Morton.
Yeah.
He'll make his way near midfield.
Hey, that first down is going to be brought to you by Matherly Davis Funeral Home. Every life has a story. Visit them at 402 East Broadway Street in Cushing, or 918-225-3103. Matherly Davis Funeral Home. Tell Brent and Tanner I said I sent you.
Tucker at quarterback has wide receivers both sides, 2 to the near side. Morton in the backfield. Man in motion. Misdirection play, so Tucker gets tackled in the backfield. He turned nothing into something. Julian Kaler gets back there, and where the running back or the quarterback, one of them miscued, instead of panicking, Tucker just tucks it and runs. So that's exactly what you want your young quarterbacks to do.
All right, I'm going to start working my way down there in just a minute. I'm going to check out here and make sure we got everything connected. Folks, next time I talk to you, be talking to the coach. Stick with us. Don't forget, also, we're going to have Emma down there, she was the girl who had her back broke in the wreck 1 year ago tonight. So we'll talk to her after I talk to Coach Morgan.
So Morton makes his way near the Indian 45-yard line. Really good gain on the play of 6. Credit again that offensive line, just opening holes. Logan Fisher in there. And Tigers continue to march here. Roman Tucker, quarterback. Morton in the backfield. And Tucker with the quarterback keeper straight ahead. Finds some running room. Breaks a tackle or two and finds some space. He's eventually brought down. Logan Hargrove on the stop, but not before Tucker can get inside the 30-yard line or right to the 30-yard line. That gain good for a Tiger. First down and 10. Tigers still marching 56-7. The score, we're down to 2 minutes remaining in the ball game. And again, that Blue Sky Bank postgame show, if I'm not mistaken, Bruce. James will be on the field with Coach. Get some thoughts. Carl Peterson finds some running room. Now he's back to the far side of the field, and touchdown Tigers. Carl Peterson finds the gap and then reverses field to find the green. And it's pay dirt or payday for Carl Peterson as he finds the end zone. Nice job blocking and an even nicer job running and finding the open field. 1:41 remaining. Tigers up 62, Indians 7. And in this second half so far, seeing a young Catoosa team go against a young Tiger team, that's the first score we've had in this half. And the effort pays off for these young players. I'm seeing a signal of offsides on the defense. So the Tigers will reset here. Matheson on to attempt the point after. And I believe he's stretching out because he has not been on the field in the second half. So he's trying to loosen back up real quick before he has to put one through the uprights. And there's his kick. Looks good to us. It is good to them. And 1:41 remaining. Tigers up 63-7 over the Catoosa Indians. And if you're tuning in here at the end of the game, things really got off to a bang-bang start for the Tigers. They went out and scored on the first, well, on every possession in the first half. It was about 42-0. That's not an exaggeration in the first quarter. And we talked about this being the type of game that, you watch out for, because when you start to look ahead, when you start to look past an opponent, they're the ones that will sneak up on you. And the Tigers showing once again this week, not looking past anybody, preparing, staying disciplined, and getting ready week in and week out for the opponent in front of them. Aiden Spencer getting set to kick from his own 40-yard line. Depending on what the Tigers want to do with the kickoff, normally Aiden Spencer and Riley Matheson take turns depending on the strategy. Aiden is a little trickier, shorter kicker. He likes to place the ball, and Matheson is one to usually boot it pretty deep. Not to take anything away, of course, from Aiden. I've seen some of his kicks go to the 15 and 10-yard line several times. So, see the Tiger special teams set to kick this one. And there's one of those deeper kicks down to the 23-yard line, taken by the Indians. There won't be much room as J.C. Richardson returns. We'll look there. Several Tigers kind of in that area. We'll credit Emerson Harper with that stop.
Brought down by number 25, Emerson Harper for the Tigers.
And the Indians will take over with 1:35 remaining in the game from their own 35-yard line. So about a 10-yard return. And O'Neal will continue at quarterback for Catoosa. He'll be in a run-pass option style, makes the handoff. And there's some running room there for J.C. Richardson as he makes his way out near midfield. And it looks like Lennon Pollard in on that stop. Spot the ball right at the 50-yard line. That getting good for a first down and 10 for Catoosa. Dylan Duggar split here to the near side. 2 wide receivers to the near side. O'Neal's handoff and a reverse field. Again, J.C. Richardson, the ball carrier, and Kellen Fry on the stop. He'll make his way near the first down marker. We'll call it the 40-yard line and a first down and 10 for the Indians. So the Indians with 1 minute left on the march, trying to get the ball in one more time before the game's over. Again, stay with us for our post-game interview with Coach Morgan and our look ahead. That handoff again over the left side. Richardson, the ball carrier. This time he's bottled up, taken down for a loss. On the stop for the Tigers, Carlos Mancada. Pretty good spot for the Indians, so we'll keep it right near the 40-yard line. Brings up second down and 10 as we're down to 20 seconds remaining. This might be the last play for the Indians tonight. Here's O'Neal from the shotgun. High snap, he loses it. It's fumbled, he covers it up, and that will run the rest of the clock off. So, ladies and gentlemen, that'll be our ball game. Your Tigers victorious again and moving to 5-0 on the season. 63-7 over the Catoosa Indians. And their second week of district play. And the Tigers are 2-0 in district play. Catoosa will fall to 0-2. Interesting thing about starting out district play at 0-2 and playing formidable opponents, especially when you're a young Catoosa team, is that you've got the rest of the year to build on and possibly win some games. Catoosa finished 4th in the district last year and will look to try to build the rest of their season. Just 2 games down in district play, they'll try to turn their next 5 games into victories so that they can be in that district or that playoff conversation come into the year. Tigers right now, though, sitting where they want to at 2-0 in district play and playing week to week to never get ahead of themselves so that the Tigers are ready for district or for playoff time as well. We're going to bring in Bruce Vogt with Vogt's Notes. And, Bruce, how about that second half for the Tigers?
Oh, real quick with this because James is down there on the field. He's ready to go. We didn't see the varsity end. Their stats pretty much stayed the same. You know, passing, Berlowitz 10 for 12 for 282, 5 TDs. Unbelievable. Hilligoss came in passing 4 times and for 18 yards. Let's see, Crooks on the receiving end in that first half, 4 for 158 with an impressive 3 touchdowns. Yount had 4 catches for 101 yards. He had a touchdown. Brady Matheson, 2 attempts, 15 yards total yardage, but he had a touchdown also. Also, we had Woods come in here in the second half, went 4 catches for 18 yards. Rushing, Travis, we just had a host of people. Okay, we're going to take it to James. And
all right, Coach, so here we are into this one, 56-6, and, you know, this is one of these that you don't know what to expect. Because he's having a hard time getting players out and having a hard time. So you want these kids to stay in here. Yeah. But what do you say to your team on a night like this?
Again, I'm proud of the way we came out and started from the get-go. You know, regardless of the opponent, and I knew they came out and they're ready for a win. You know, they're not a bad football team, and we just came out and we executed from the get-go, and it showed obviously with the score and the way we were moving the ball and stopping them in the first quarter really. Yeah. And then able to get everybody involved. That's what I keep telling them. You know, guys are getting a lot of quality minutes right now, and that's and it shows. You know, a lot of anytime you can play on a Friday night and get that experience, it's big time.
Yeah, especially later on the season. Later in the season, you need guys to play position ball. You need guys to step in the gap, and you got guys now who look good coming into the gap, especially early on.
Again, that experience, and we've been fortunate enough to be in this situation to where everybody gets those minutes and. It's going to show, like you said, down the line.
I want to talk to you about one thing a little bit different off track tonight as we talk about the 1-year anniversary of the bus accident. Yeah. I'm going to be talking to Emma here in a minute and interviewing her, but how do you talk to your team on a night like this? Because everybody's remembering.
Right. And, boy, you do have to remember it on a night like this. Being the 1-year anniversary, it's something that was not a good situation, but I do think that the kids and everybody involved, I think handled it the right way. And obviously there's some things that we had to overcome, but just proud of them. And it is something to remember and things like that. But, they overcame a lot last year, and it's one of those tough things to talk about, but it's something that, we have to handle.
Saw a lot of kids become young men last year doing that.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. And, it's you never want anything like that to ever happen anywhere. But again, just the response from the community and just everybody involved was excellent. It's something that we had to deal with.
Did I hear right that they didn't want to wear their orange jerseys because that's what they were wearing last year?
No, we didn't actually even talk about that. It was just going to be white on white. So
hey, one last question: who's number 73?
It's Michael Cruz.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
We had a jersey that was forgotten.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said there's always a floating jersey. I called that out, so I appreciate it, Coach. Hey, Wagner coming in next week. What do you think?
They're going to be tough. Really, we never want to look ahead. This will be something we'll look at in the morning and get a good beat on them and be ready to go. This team will face anybody, and they'll be ready for the challenge.
I agree. Coach, hey, thanks so much. Congratulations. Hey, we're going to find Emma. She's supposed to be over here somewhere. She didn't find her way over, so bear with me. Hey, here's Coach. All right, hang with me, guys, and we will find her. Get over here. I found her. She's trying to hide. All right. I'm here with Emma Howard. Emma Howard, like last year, 1 year ago tonight, you ended the night by laying under a bus.
Yeah.
So how do you feel coming into a night like this?
Pretty nervous.
Pretty nervous? You have to give me more than that. It's been nervous you getting on buses all year long, hasn't it? It has. All right, so what about your wreck? What's been the most difficult thing to overcome this year?
Well, I guess just walking again in general.
Walking again in general?
Getting back on a bus, coming back to all these games.
So tell everybody, like, you have a couple of rods in your back, some screws.
2 rods and 8 screws.
For those of you who don't know, the bus was rolled over last year. Several of the players did a great job of coming back and helping those on that bus. She ended up underneath the bus with a broken back and was taken care of. Great job, Mom and Dad. You never know what's going to happen, but here we are 1 year later. You're walking again. Everything's going great, and so thanks for spending the time. Anything you want to say to everybody up there before we close?
Well, God's miracle, I guess.
That's right, God's miracle. We'll close on that. See you guys in a minute.
All right.
Lexi, great job. Love you.
Okay, that'll be the post-game interviews by James Confeld, talking with Coach Morgan and Emma, and bringing you some inside information there. And again, the Tigers victorious tonight, and we like to thank you and thank all of our sponsors and ask that you do the same, and thanking our sponsors for bringing this broadcast. So on behalf of Jackie Amaya, Natasha Bruce, James, and myself, we thank you for tuning in to Hub Network Live right here, Cushing Tiger Football. Have a good night, and God bless.